Hello everybody. So in your last respiratory system video, we left off with the internal air sacs of the lungs because I didn't have a model available to poke and record myself pointing things out to you guys and show you what we were talking about. So this time around, I'm making this little video to show you. It's going to be a short video, sweet, straightforward and simple. We left off with me using this model to point out everything to you, so we can see that this is your larynx or your voice box with the laryngeal prominence. You can see the thyroid here, thyroid cartilage, cricoid cartilage, your thyrohyoid ligament right here with your hyoid bone, cricothyroid ligament, and then cricotracheal ligaments, and then you have your trachea going down with these tracheal cartilage rings surrounding it. The carina, which is the dead end of the trachea, where it splits into your left and right lungs. And then you have the primary bronchus. And then the next branch off is the secondary bronchial tubes, or the secondary bronchus. The next step are the tertiary bronchi, which are the nice pretty colored ones on this model, are the tertiary ones. And then after that, now we're getting into the new stuff, right? All of those tertiary bronchi lead to these tubes called terminal bronchioles. So we know that these ones are called a bronchus, or a bronchi for plural, because they're larger. Remember in Latin, if you add eol on the end of something, like arterioles were the smaller versions of arteries, those tertiary bronchi lead to bronchioles, which are tiny little bronchi. And that leads to these terminal bronchioles, which are the end of the bronchioles. And all of those terminal bronchioles branch off into these itty-bitty little bronchial branches called respiratory bronchioles. And each of these respiratory bronchioles are going to lead to a sac of air bubbles that look like this. They're going to look like a group of grapes, right? These individual little bubbles, for lack of a better term, all these little grapes individually, they are called singularly, one of them is called an alveolus. We normally never refer to only one of them. We refer to them in their, multiples. And it's a weird Latin word, so that it doesn't end in an S, it ends in an I. So the plural version of an alveolus is called alveoli. So these respiratory bronchioles lead directly to these alveoli. Groups of these alveoli, like a group of grapes, a bunch of grapes, is called an alveolar sac. So you have an alveolar sac here. And there is a duct that leads between all of these little alveoli called the alveolar duct. So when we breathe in, air is going to come out of the tertiary bronchi into the bronchioles and go to the terminal bronchioles, hit one of these respiratory bronchioles, and then travel down the alveolar duct before it gets in to get through the alveolar sac, before the air just passes directly into these individual little alveoli. Right? Those should be the last terms on y'all's lab list that I hadn't shown you in a video yet, simply because I didn't have a model of this nice little alveolar sac to show you. If you have any questions or if I've missed anything, please let me know. Otherwise, have a wonderful, wonderful day.